Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. So today the movie I'm reviewing is called Shelter in Solitude. The film is rated R. It's an hour and 33 minutes. And my movie review mom grade is an A. I really enjoyed it. So let me give you an overview in a nutshell first. Then I'll point out tips for parents, themes worth talking about, things that I really liked about the movie, things that I didn't like about the movie, and even recommendations for some other films, in addition to funny lines and interesting lines. All right, let's get started. So, in a nutshell, the story is about a death row prisoner who only has 10 days left to live. He forms an unlikely bond with a washed up country singer who works as a new prison guard. The film has already won Best Cinematography in a feature film for Matthias Schubert, as well as Indie Soul Best Actor for Siobhan Fallon Hogan. And I'm so thrilled for her. I just adore her as a character actress. So I'll tell you about her a little bit more in just a minute. But first, let me give you some tips for parents. I think kids are going to be bored. There's lots of profanity. Siobhan's character doesn't drop F-bombs, but she says stuff is effed up a lot. There's talk of the pandemic quarantine. And then, of course, there are a lot of prison scenes and talk of death row. Some of the themes that are illustrated very well in the film are family support, second chances, friendship, bending the rules, doing what's right, simple kindness, and protecting family. So here's the long list of things that I really liked, starting off with a big congratulations to Siobhan Fallon Hogan for her acting win, as well as for writing and producing this little gem. She is such a fantastic actress, and I'm thrilled that she's getting the recognition that she deserves. Her father was an attorney who would tell stories about the convicts that he represented, which is what gave her the idea for this story. Siobhan Fallon Hogan and her co-star Robert Patrick play a brother and sister in this film, but they played a husband and a wife together in the movie Rushed. Now, the same director who did Rushed is the same director that did this movie, and I'm stalling because I don't know how to pronounce the name, Vivica Moasia. And by the way, I thought that both of them were absolutely outstanding in this movie and in Rushed. And in fact, you can check out my movie review on my YouTube channel. I'll cue that one to play up right after this one. There's a bar scene that Siobhan Fallon Hogan filled with her former classmates in high school to play the extras. I love that. When she extended the invitation to her class of 1979, friends flew and drove for miles to join her in the movie. Now that is a fun high school class reunion. Not only that, but Siobhan included every member of her immediate family in the movie making business, such as working as actors, location scouts, supervising the music, producing the film, editing the screenplay, and more. I just think that that is really sweet. If I ever made a movie, I would do the same thing. All of the characters in the film are just deliciously flawed and so endearing almost immediately. The cast does a great job treating us to colorful personalities that feel believable and occasionally relatable. The film does an excellent job showing us what a small town looks and feels like. There's plenty of humor balanced out by all of the dramatic moments. I love the tiny details, such as the red lipstick smear on the inside of the face mask that Siobhan's character wears. Now, when I looked at my list of things that I didn't like, I actually couldn't think of anything. I really did enjoy the movie. I appreciated that rather than saying all of the swear words, that they used some substitutes. Some of the pacing wasn't quite even, I suppose. If I had to pick something. But otherwise, I just really enjoyed the story. And really, it was the characters. I couldn't wait to see what they were going to do next. So whenever I watch movies, I take notes, especially of the funny lines and the interesting lines, simply so I can share them with you, so you can get a taste for the dialogue in the film. So I have all of them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share a few of them with you right now. So here's an example. This is a line spoken by Dwayne, who's played by Robert Patrick. And he's I guess he's the warden of the prison. Anyway, he's the head honcho, although I can't remember if they called him a warden or if they called him something else. But anyway, as the date of this high profile execution comes closer and closer each day, Robert Patrick's character says, an execution is an execution and people love it. You know, he's very well aware that there's a lot of rioting and protesting and all of that going on. And he wants to get a little PR for his prison and show that he's doing a really good job. Peter Macon plays a character, and this is right during the pandemic, during the quarantine period of the whole COVID thing. And so this one character is saying, I'd rather go down with the virus than frying, talking about that execution. Now, the character, who is just so adorable and hilarious, is played by Siobhan Fallon Hogan. And so she's talking to this guy who's actually a cop, but, you know, is this young kid that she has known ever since he was little. And I'm pretty sure it's actually her son in real life. But anyway, you know, he's like telling her, stop, you can't do this or you can't go there. And she says, between me and you, Chrissy, his name is Chris, but she calls him Chrissy, you look like an idiot with that mask on. She's just always slamming him and ripping into him. And then another conversation that she had with somebody who was asking why she never got married. And her answer was, my daddy always said it was because I intimidated the boys and because I had honored effervescence. Anyway, she just says the funniest things and she's hilarious. There are times where you just laugh with her. Sometimes you pity her, and sometimes you cheer for her. She just is such a great character. Now for some of the interesting lines that I wrote down. So her brother is played by Robert Patrick, and she's just always playing the victim. And he says, have you ever thought for 1 second what it's like to be in my shoes? And she doesn't. She's very self-absorbed, but she also starts to learn how to not put herself first and see life from other people's perspective. And so we see a really nice character arc for her. He says to her, you ain't never gonna learn, but she does. And then another line that she says when she first meets this prisoner who is completely silent is, I'd say the silence in here is deafening. And she just talks and talks and talks and talks. And I kind of assumed the first thing he was going to say was something like, can you stop talking? Because she's just nonstop. That's just her chatty personality. But it's something else. Anyway, they develop this sweet friendship and respect for one another. So as I was watching this, I immediately thought of some movies that I wanted to recommend. By far, my favorite of all-time prison movies is Shawshank Redemption. You definitely need to watch that. If you've never seen it before, it's considered not only a great prison movie, but one of the greatest movies ever made. And I agree. Another movie I thought of is called The Green Mile, and it stars Tom Hanks, and it also shows some relationships between guards and prisoners and that kind of thing. And then another one that came to my mind is called Brubaker, starring Robert Redford. And it shows some interesting relationships between the prisoners, the warden, guards, stuff going on. And I just have never forgotten it. I've only seen it once, but it stuck in my brain and came back to me as I was watching this one. So give it a chance. Check out all three of those. I thought that they were all really good. All right, thank you for watching. Hopefully my movie reviews are helpful. If they are, give them a thumbs up, subscribe. That always helps my channel to grow by spreading YouTube magical fairy dust all over it so more people can find it. When you get a minute, run over to Instagram and you can find me as Movie Review Mom, but you can also find me as Trina Boice. And you can learn about my books, my online courses, and some of the other shenanigans I'm up to. All right, have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.